white is not actually a color. That was a trick question. How do you get white? By not putting or using any color. That's why on a piece of paper, the color of the paper is white. And until you put color on it, it remains white. This same principle applies for day and night. At night, when you put the 100% cyan, 100% magenta, 100% yellow, 100% black, it becomes very dark. In the morning, the reason you're able to see the colors is you remove the CMYK, so the light from the sun is able to penetrate, so you could see the colors. And I think that explains, at least roughly or basically, what you need to do and understand about colors. And just to recap certain things, please never forget that all the monitors you're working on, they are showing colors in RGB, red, green, blue, while the design we will be doing on Photoshop, we will be designing in CMYK. And that is why in so many cases, if not all cases, I hear designers, especially young designers, where they complain that the colors they see on the monitor is never the same as the colors they see when it's printed. And automatically they blame the print house or the printing. While in fact, this is not the case. It's not usually, in most cases, it's not the problem of the print house. It is the problem that the designer is not coloring or designing or applying the color on the design using CMYK values. But on the other hand, what they are doing is they're choosing the colors according to how it looks on their monitor. So please don't be fooled in thinking that the colors you're seeing on the monitor are not as bright or as colorful as the ones which are seen printed, because the print house doesn't know how to print. It's in most cases the designer doesn't know how to apply color. And I believe that is more than enough ample information for you to understand the importance of color. The next step we'll talk about, it is something called resolution. Have you ever downloaded a picture from Google Pictures, or from any web-based application, and you see that the picture after you've downloaded, it's pixelated, it's not clear, it's not pure, and the reason for that is resolution. All computers, all web-based softwares, all pictures you see on the web, they work on something called 50 pixel per inch. While when we are designing and printing, we design and print at 300 pixel per inch. So it is 600 times higher resolution on Photoshop than it is on the application that you downloaded the picture from. And the reason Google and other search engines put pictures at 50 ppi, pixel per inch, for two simple reasons. One, for us not to steal the pictures and to use them free of charge, obviously. Secondly, because at 50 pixel per inch, the web page will load much quicker. If you upload on the internet, on your web-based pictures at 300 pixels per inch, the page will be extremely heavy to load. And that is why all web-based programs work on 50 pixel per inch, while we as designers on Photoshop will work at 300 pixels per inch. Is that too complicated? Let me simplify it and explain it in much simpler terms. When we are designing something for print, we have to open the file, and of course I'll show you this further on in my course. We have to open the file at 300 pixels per inch, CMYK mode, and then you choose the size that you want. If you're designing something for web-based program, something which will appear on the internet or any screen, when you open a file, it has to be RGB and 50 pixels per inch. And this is one of the first problems which we face with some of our clients. The client in their creative brief will tell you, I want a design of a concept and I'll be using it in my promotions. So the first question we obviously have to ask is, what will you use it on? Because as I explained before, if your client will use this work for a web-based application, posts on Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth, you have to open the file at 50 pixels per inch with RGB color mode. And if it's print, it has to be 300 pixels per inch and CMYK. It is okay to design a 300 pixel per inch and later on convert it to 50 pixels per inch for web-based. But it is impossible for quality reasons to design something for 50 pixel per inch for a monitor and then convert it to 300. You could never upscale your pixels, but you can always downscale your pixels. So what you might be thinking of now, that's easy. All I'll do is I'll design everything at 300 pixels per inch, and if the client wants to use it for 50 pixels per inch, all I'll do is downgrade or downscale the pixels. My answer to you would be, yes, you are correct in what you're saying, except for one problem. If you are designing something, let's say A4 size, 29.7 by 21 height, at 50 pixels per inch, the file size will be approximately 1 megabyte. But with the same size of 29.7 by 21, at 300 pixels per inch, the file size could go up to 60 megabytes, which obviously indicates to you that the bigger the pixel size, the heavier the file, the more powerful your computer has to be.